What if the real wealth of millionaires isn't in their bank accounts, but in the unforgettable moments they buy, experiences so rare, money feels like the smallest part? Today we're diving into a world where the rich don't just collect luxury cars or private jets, they collect memories. From exclusive adventures to once-in-a-lifetime opportunities, millionaires invest in experiences that shape their identity, status, and legacy. This isn't just about spending, it's about curating a life. Stay with us as we dive deep into how the wealthy turn money into meaning, and why their experiences often matter more than the material things they own. Here's the thing. When most people think of millionaires, they picture yachts, designer clothes, or palatial estates. But behind closed doors, many of the world's wealthy are shifting priorities. The new status symbol isn't the Rolex, it's the story. The ability to say, "I swam with great white sharks in South Africa. I dined with a Michelin-starred chef in his own kitchen. I watched the northern lights from a glass igloo in Finland." Research from Credit Suisse and Knight Frank's wealth report shows that high-net-worth individuals are increasingly channeling funds into experiential luxury. Instead of accumulating, they're curating. They understand that the bragging rights of possessions fade quickly, but a life-changing memory? That can be retold forever, becoming a signature part of their identity. Think about it. The new cocktail party flex isn't flashing a watch. It's sharing a story so rare it leaves everyone else wondering how they could ever top it. That's the millionaire mindset. But here's the twist. This shift isn't random. It's rooted in psychology, legacy, and something far deeper than fun. Once you see why, you'll understand how millionaires craft the dream life step by step. When they travel, they're not booking vacations, they're scripting stories. For most people, travel is escape. For the wealthy, it's transformation. Each trip becomes an extension of their brand, their legacy, their identity. Enter the rise of experience architects, curators designing journeys you can't simply Google. Imagine trekking the Himalayas with a famed explorer, diving the Galapagos with marine biologists, or stepping into the Vatican after hours with an art historian. These aren't trips, they're life chapters that scream exclusivity. A 2024 Virtuoso report confirms it. Transformational travel is the top trend among high-net-worth individuals. They're chasing not just new places, but new perspectives. Forget the Eiffel Tower selfie. It's about dining in a hidden Parisian atelier with the chef who reinvented French cuisine. Here's the strategy. Stories become social currency. In a billionaire's circle, a first-class ticket won't impress anyone. But talk about shadowing a Maasai elder in Kenya, and suddenly you're unforgettable. And there's another layer. Millionaires see travel as both luxury and investment. It's not just about going somewhere, it's about returning with something priceless. Here's what most people miss. They don't just spend on what they consume, they spend on what they become. That's why so many invest in skill-based experiences. Instead of lounging by the pool, they might train with a Michelin-starred chef in Tuscany or take high-speed lessons from a Formula One driver. These aren't hobbies, they're transformations. Recent reports from WealthX show that affluent individuals are increasingly paying for luxury learning. From art restoration workshops in Florence to sailing masterclasses in the Caribbean, the wealthy see knowledge as another form of capital. Skills and insights, unlike cars or jewelry, can't be stolen or depreciate, they compound over time. And there's a psychological angle here too. Research from Cornell University highlights that experiences linked to personal growth bring longer-lasting happiness than material purchases. Millionaires have caught on to this, which is why you'll often hear them say things like, "I don't buy things, I buy transformation." But here's the twist. Many of these experiences are designed to create exclusivity. You can't just sign up for these courses with a credit card. Some require invitations, connections, or even proof of passion. The barrier to entry isn't money alone, it's access. And that's where the true suspense builds, because the next layer of millionaire experiences isn't just about them learning or traveling, it's about how they celebrate and mark their lives in ways most people can't even imagine. When millionaires celebrate, they don't just throw parties. They craft milestones that blend meaning, legacy, and spectacle. Birthdays, anniversaries, Even business wins are transformed into curated experiences that reflect who they are and what they value. Take the trend of purpose-driven celebrations. Instead of a standard birthday bash, imagine flying friends to a private island where every evening blends gourmet dining with performances from world-class artists. Or hosting a wedding inside an ancient castle, with historians guiding guests through centuries of untold stories. The event becomes more than a party. It becomes history woven into memory. A 2024 survey by EventMB found that ultra-high net worth individuals are increasingly demanding immersive storytelling events. That means every element, the food, the music, the venue, is tied to a narrative. For example, one recent trend is celebrations built around sustainability, guests planting coral reefs in the Maldives as part of a wedding weekend, so the memory leaves a literal mark on the planet. And it's not just about extravagance. These experiences act as relationship capital. Bringing people into these carefully designed worlds deepens bonds, cements alliances, and quietly signals influence. When a billionaire invites you to a celebration that feels like stepping into a movie set, you're not just attending, you're being folded into their legacy. But here's the real twist. These purposeful celebrations are no longer limited to the ultra-elite. There's a growing ripple effect, where even aspiring millionaires are adopting this mindset, turning personal milestones into narrative-driven events. And what happens when this trickles down to the broader culture? That's where the story takes a surprising turn. Here's the secret no one tells you. You don't need $100 million net worth to think like the wealthy. Millionaires may scale their experiences with private jets and exclusive access, but the core principle, investing in moments that define you, is something anyone can apply. It starts with intentionality. Instead of spending on another gadget, ask yourself, what experience would leave a permanent mark on my life? For some, it could be booking a masterclass with a local artist. For others, it might be taking a once-in-a-lifetime trip to witness a natural wonder, like the Great Migration in Africa or the cherry blossoms in Kyoto. Research from the 2024 American Express Global Travel Trends report shows that even among non-millionaires, the demand for memory capital is rising. People are prioritizing experiences over things, chasing stories they'll retell for decades. Millionaires just take this philosophy to the extreme, layering exclusivity, personal growth, and legacy into every choice. And here's the bigger picture. When you invest in experiences, you're not just buying pleasure, you're shaping identity. A story told becomes part of who you are. That's why millionaires guard their moments so carefully. They know their stories are the currency that lasts long after the money fades. But here's the cliffhanger, what's next? As technology evolves, from private space travel to AI-designed adventures, the frontier of millionaire experiences is only expanding. The question is, when the line between reality and luxury fantasy blurs, how will the truly wealthy define what it means to live the dream? At the end of the day, millionaires aren't just rich in money, they're rich in stories. They prove that the true measure of wealth isn't what you own, but what you experience. So ask yourself, what unforgettable memory will you create next? Subscribe for more insights into living the dream.